Is this thing on?
It's on. It's back on.
And we are back. This is What's Cooking with Fanny Boo. We're episode 49. Back in the place to be. I'm the boy, Chef C, with 2 E's. Don't forget the apostrophe. And to my left, we got
Chef Penny.
And we are back again, right? This is episode 49, Thanksgiving episode. We're back. We're glad to be back. Glad to be running through some topics with you guys.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to delivering some of this information for you guys. So first off, how you doing?
Man, great.
I feel that.
Great.
I most definitely feel that.
Cheers
Cheers
to that.
dog. Salute to
Cheers
that.
to y'all.
You know. And so you feeling great? That's good. This is always a great time of the year. The house is, it's always a lovely smell. The kitchen's always smelling really good.
Yes.
It's always a good time to be around friends and family always, and most definitely always have to shout out to the supporters, right?
Yeah.
So as you guys probably noticed, it's been some time since we dropped the last pod. But we've been busy.
Yeah, you guys have kept us busy.
Absolutely.
and we appreciate it, though.
And that's where we have to pause and salute to you guys for keeping us busy.
Absolutely.
Salute all the supporters that have been, ordering meal prep, catering, ordering the cookbooks, the seasonings, etc., giving different ideas, that kind of thing. We appreciate you guys from the bottom of our heart, and we definitely have to give our warmest, sincerest piece of gratitude towards you guys.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well, so jumping right in, we don't have to go too far down the rabbit hole, right? We could just jump right in. My favorite part of the show is always the burning question, because ain't nothing burning around here, right? Ain't nothing burning in this kitchen, right? But the question. So jumping right in, burning question. With Thanksgiving coming up, what is the most important Thanksgiving dish?
Oh, to ask the chef, that is a tough one, though.
It's a tough one. That's what it should be.
I'm gonna say this is a new answer for me, though, because it wasn't always this for me. But over the past couple years, I'm gonna have to go dressing.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go dressing just because it's the perfect thing to pair with everything. Like, it goes great with the greens, it goes great with the mac, it's great with the turkey. It already has meat in it, right? It has the flavor. It absorbs more flavors. Like, it's good. It's got a little bit of everything, though. And if you've had our cornbread stuffing, our cornbread dressing that we make that with our honey butter cornbread. So it's definitely one of those hits every single angle, every single palate, taste bud that you got. So it's fire.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
No, I can rock with that. And I'm glad that you actually went on to specify which stuffing that you prefer, because I've been seeing a lot of variations online. Seafood, 3 meats, cornbread stuffing.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, I haven't seen the oxtail stuffing. I'm sure it's loading soon, right? So drop in the comments or drop in the chat what you guys think is the most important Thanksgiving dish. I'll summarize it with saying that I think the most important Thanksgiving Thanksgiving dish is probably the roll.
The what?
The roll.
The roll?
The roll.
Like the bread?
The bread. The bread. The bread. Let me tell
Y'all
you
heard me. How many times?
Let me tell you why, because you're gonna have all the other dishes, right? But one of my specialties is taking a little piece of each, and putting it together in the roll and making a little sandwich. So that's kind of my specialty. That's how I've always gotten down. Those who know me, those who know me, right? If you see me with a big plate, I've put together some sort of sandwich or some sort of taco, something like that. So look, again, drop in the comments, drop in the chat. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? We do got the live audience today, so we appreciate you guys and appreciate you guys for tuning in, most definitely.
Yeah.
So moving right along, our world famous game of Would You Rather. All right, let's go.
All right. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. So this is a big one, I think. Would you rather, when Thanksgiving is over, leftovers or no leftovers?
See, and that's an easy one for me. I won't spend too much time going running around and round and round and round, you know. So I'll just keep it short. No leftovers. I'm good. Right after
None.
That day, that day you can go back for a second plate that day, same day. But we don't need to drag. I mean, you shouldn't. By the time it's Black Friday, you should be done with the leftovers though. They should be done though. You should by noon on Black Friday, you should be done with leftovers.
All right.
Or you should be done. So no leftovers. Right. I'm going no leftovers. Drop in the comments what y'all think. What about you?
I like leftovers. I like to repurpose leftovers. It's always been like a fun way to get creative in the kitchen for me. So I always love to repurpose leftovers. So like, if there's turkey tacos, turkey sliders, turkey quesadillas, whatever.
Talking.
I'm good for a repurpose something though. I think one year we did a Thanksgiving omelet the next day though, like back in the day, but. Yeah, I'm with the leftovers though.
Right on. I can salute that. Okay, I got one for you.
All right.
Okay, so would you rather turkey or ham?
Oh, that's it's tough, but it's easy. That's turkey.
Light us up in the chat. What y'all think though. Turkey or ham? Which one y'all rolling with? Because obviously you can have any kind of protein you want on Thanksgiving.
Right.
But the most popular ones are the turkey or the ham. I'll squeeze a Cornish hens in there, though, right? That's a turkey replacement. But those are the two popular ones. So that's a good call, though. I'm going to go ham. I'm going to go with a good old-fashioned honey-baked ham, though.
Interesting.
When they put that pineapple on there, right, it's just got the right sweetness. It's tangy, tangy sweet. Right? You go with a nice honey-baked ham, you be all right. Though.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Drop in the comments though what y'all talking though. Y'all rocking with turkey or ham for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Save the ham for Christmas, right? Or Easter, right? Thanksgiving's for turkeys.
Talk to me nicely.
All right. I got one for you. Would you rather like pies and cobblers, big, cakey type desserts, or handheld desserts like cookies and brownies?
That's easy. I'm gonna go with pies and cobblers, especially for dessert for Thanksgiving. It's already a heavier meal, so you might as well go for the full gamut, right? You might as well get the pie, the cobbler. You might as well add a mold. If you know what you're doing, you're gonna heat it up. You're gonna add a mold. You're gonna pop that thing. You're gonna warm that thing up. Then you gonna pop a scoop of fresh handmade hand scooped ice cream though on that thing though, and you're gonna have a good time though.
I feel that.
That's why I learned from the boy Chef C though. Hey, you don't have to take it from me.
Yeah. I think like Thanksgiving, by the time you spend a lot of time like walking around and mingling with like family and stuff. Usually, the extended family comes into town or you go or whatever. So to me, I'm like, a little brownie or cookie or something I could walk around with. It's just a little easier. Plus, it's like I'm full. I'm full from the meal. Though.
I always do a good old fashioned sweet potato pie though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I'm the pie or the cobbler though. That's easy money for me though. Sweet potato pie though, to be specific though. Shout to all my peoples though.
Yeah.
Oh my! Can I get a piece of that sweet potato pie? Though? Hey, shout out to it though. If you don't know, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Though. You should have had sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie on this thing.
And we still can. I'm gonna go sweet potato pie on that too.
All right, but that's what would you rather though. You feel me?
Yeah.
Clip farm.
Hey, easily though. Pumpkin pie is trash. So I don't care what anybody at the pumpkin pie, the pumpkin spice. Get rid of it. Keep it away from me. I'm good. Sweet potato pie is where it's at. I said what I said.
Hey, no, I stand behind you though, just because. If you get through it, I've had decent pumpkin pies, right? If they got it spiced up right, it's got it's spicy. If it's got the right, the right flavor, it's cool. It's got a good crust. I can go with it, but I'm gonna go sweet potato pie any day though, just because it's a better flavor. That's
easily.
That's easy. Okay, you got any more would you rather? Or you?
Oh, I do. This is all right. I'll ask this one because I think then we could break down the difference actually. Because I think
I'm gonna need that.
Yeah,
I purposely skipped over that one.
I thought you were gonna ask me, so I could break it down.
So let me ask you.
No, all right, let's go. Last one.
Dressing or stuffing? Right? That's crazy to ask though.
Dressing.
Okay.
Dressing. First of all, it has way more flavor. It has way more ingredients. It's not stuffed into the turkey's body cavity. I just can't get with that. So stuffing is actually stuffed into the cavity of the turkey, right? So it's in there, it's all around, it's in there, whatever.
I kind of like that part. My bad. Go ahead.
And that's cool. However, if you do that, one, you don't have drippings to make fresh gravy with because it's all absorbed by the stuffing. And two, it's just kind of gross that it's inside and you don't get that like crispy like top layer. Like for me, like dressing is like in a pan, and then like you said, right? Like I make a mean seafood dressing though, right? Like
I could attest to that.
I make a mean cornbread dressing. I make a mean, roasted chicken dressing. All of it though. So to me, like the dressing itself is just like when it's on its own, it doesn't need to be inside of the turkey. I'm good. I'm good though.
I salute
good.
That. I salute that.
So yeah.
I salute that because I mean either way you got to do both either way though, right? So it's like I feel like everybody usually does both. Everybody makes a little side pan, put something in. I like it when it's in. I think that when you scoop it when it's in, it's like it has by the time it's been in the turkey the whole time in the oven, it's become one with the turkey. So when you put it in there with the meat, you get a little piece of the little turkey. You put it in there, a little piece of the stuffing. It's like ooh, it's deliciousness. Shout to deliciousness though. What my man said, deliciousness. Shout to man.
Hey. I feel you, but I still need. I'm good. I would take dressing over stuffing any day though.
No, I salute that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And plus, if you spatchcock the turkey, you can't stuff it.
That's true.
So.
But the spatchcock, I don't know how new it is, but it's trendy now, though.
Yeah.
We just shout to the spatchcock. That's just where you get on it, right? You push it in the middle, and split it down, or you break the cavity, though. You got to get.
You remove the spine. You split it out. There's more skin that way. It's a more even cook.
Yeah, and it lays it out, right? It's almost like butterflying a shrimp.
Right.
Comparable to that. So we don't have to stay here too long.
We got plenty for y'all.
We're gonna move on to what's greasy in the streets with Chef Fanny. Hey.
That's hilarious.
Take me through there. Hey, you ready?
Hey.
Take me through there. Hey. All right, let's go. What's greasy in the streets?
All right, so we talked about ham versus turkey, right?
Yeah, right.
This year, Jenio actually did a survey amongst Americans to see would they rather ham or turkey at the Thanksgiving table, and surprisingly, 40% of Americans prefer ham over turkey. Some of the reasons given were they make better leftover sandwiches the next day. They're easier because they're already cooked. You just put it in there and you're pretty much just warming it up anyways.
Facts.
And the flavor profile is not so one note.
Yeah.
It was some of the feedback. They must have never had our cooking, but that was some of the feedback though.
Yeah, and they must have seen some of these turkeys online, right? I seen what we seen the dude with he had a whole rosemary plant.
Oh yeah.
He cut the rosemary plant down. He mixed that in with the garlic. He had about a 40-pound head. He had a bunch of garlic. He put the shit in there. So then he injected it into the turkey skin, put the butter in there, then put some inside the turkey, then sprayed some more on the outside.
He went crazy.
If they saying the turkey's one note, they must ain't had that.
Yeah.
Or the one we put the jerk. We ain't had the jerk.
The jerk, the Cajun, man, don't get me started.
Right.
I could go on and on with the flavors though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I hear you.
I'm on the 60 side. I'm on the 60% side of that survey though. They didn't ask me, but I'm telling y'all though.
And I salute that though. Salute.
That's a cool survey though. Interesting to see what people think.
But what's funny as hell though, on to the next topic, right?
Yeah.
The VP from Campbell's, right? He was heard on a hot mic on a recording saying the products was for poor people, though, right? And the chicken and the meat is being bioengineered and 3D printed.
Nasty.
And he was saying, man, he don't let his family eat that. He don't let nobody eat that. And I'm like, damn, who recorded him, man? Man, they fired Maz.
They had to.
Yeah. Well, no. He's on leave, but the reason the dude ended up blowing the whistle was because he took these recordings back to like HR.
Yeah.
And saying, hey man, something not right. Ooh, I heard this, and then they fired him. They got him out of there. So they cleaned him out of there. So then he ended up taking that and to a lawyer. And then he ended up saying, this is why. This is unlawful firing. Yeah. And this is why. Because I got this evidence. So he's using the recordings as evidence for why they fired him. So it's just like he trying to make it seem like he ain't trying to outmatch. He just want his job.
Yeah.
You feel me? But that's ice cold though. In terms of Campbell's, right? I haven't had Campbell's in a minute though.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say I haven't been poor in a minute, right? I think poor is a mindset. But that Campbell's soup shit, that shit nasty anyway though. If I'm gonna be honest with you, that little chunky soup shit. I
haven't had a Campbell's that I liked. That was like
that Campbell chunky soup shit. That shit was nasty though. That shit was a big tall ass can though. They ain't even have no chunks in there though. Pause. They ain't no pause. They didn't even have no chunks in there though. I remember they had my boy. The reason I used to rock is they had my boy Donovan McNabb they had my boy Donovan McNabb advertising the Campbell's Chunky. And so it's like, okay, you get that during, like in college. All right, to get a little chilly out here in the Midwest, let me go get some Campbell's Chunky. It'll help warm me up. But I haven't had that salty ass shit since.
That's the main thing is the sodium, because I feel like probably the most popular usage of Campbell's is like the cream of mushroom, cream of chicken, cream of celery, right? Use it to add to your stuff, but it's so condensed, it's so high in sodium. Like you can make your own cream of mushroom at home, and it tastes better. It's natural. It's not bioengineered. You know exactly what's in it.
You could skip out on the hypertension.
Yeah.
Low dose of hypertension.
Live to see another day, though. hey. Yeah, I don't know.
But man, we'll see what happens, right? It seems like there's a lot of things being canceled at this moment in the 2025. It's almost 2026.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with Campbell's. We saw what happened with Target.
Yeah.
They took a huge hit from not going with the D&I and not buying it, not meeting the consumer where they at. Let's see what happens with Campbell's.
Yeah. I don't know what's more appalling, like the fact that the VP feels that way about it and voiced openly how he felt about it, or the fact that they're bioengineering fake 3D printed meat. Do you think that's crazy?
I don't think that's as shocking, right? Because we didn't touch on mini pies with the Taco Bell meat, all like the little funny lab created meat, right? Because I think once you start mass producing some of these products, right, it's hard to keep the integrity and the quality of the product up to par.
And with the crazy shelf life.
But I always will come back to who's doing the quality, who checking quality though. You know, you gotta. If the VP heard saying this, so that's the VP, the P, the P. That's a couple heads got to roll this. Because as a wise man once said, shit rolls down a creek. It rolls down a creek.
Yeah.
If I'm keeping it a bow wow.
Hey.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna again, right? You know, if y'all eat the Campbell's. Right, God damn. So the chunky meat is for sure 3D printed.
Yeah,
and it is printed bigger. Yeah. So if you eat Campbell's chunky, or you have lately, because they dropped Campbell's soup off the name, and now it's just Campbell's, right? We covered that on Prime. So if you've had the Campbell's products, drop in the comments what they taste like or what they feel like, man.
Yeah.
And if
do you have any side effects?
Like, do you feel better? Or like, how you feel?
Yeah,
or worse?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and are you gonna keep eating it though?
Right.
Just curious.
Based on my man's comments.
Yeah. Does that affect how you feel about I'm buying this and I'm eating it? Or are you switching to the store brand?
Sponsors or whatever. They got a couple different. I ain't shouting on no brands. Ain't nobody sponsoring this. It's Fanny Boo sponsored. You get you some Fanny Boo.
Order that homemade from scratch.
We might have to drop a whole cookbook of soups though on that ass.
I got enough to make way.
Like coming soon on that ass. Coming soon.
Yep. All right.
What else is popping?
All right, I wanted to go somewhere else, but I'm just going to this one because it's just crazy.
Stick here.
Yeah, this was crazy though. So we all know the government had to shut down, right?
The SNAP benefits.
SNAP and EBT, right?
Yeah.
So there was a woman who was selling plates. And when the government shut down, they cut off her EBT. She announced on her social media like, "Hey, if you pre-ordered for your meals, you won't be getting them until the EBT comes back and the government is back on, because I didn't get my EBT. I'm not giving you a refund. You'll get it at a later date after they reopen it and actually issue out the funds." So essentially, her business that she was called herself running, right?
Yeah.
She was using the EBT to pay for to pay for everything though. So she wasn't even that's crazy though. Like, that's insane. Like, even if that is how you're getting down, like by the time it shuts down and you can't cancel the orders though. Like, you still gotta have the, like, where's the ends they paid? All the people prepaid. Like, if you paid, they paid. If you undercharged because you were getting it for free, for the low, whatever, no cash out of pocket, right? That's on you. You got to take that L. Like, you got to have some kind of, you already not having integrity with how you're going about the stuff, but by the time you're lowballing all these other chefs out here who's actually going about stuff the right way, right? Hey, man, and they caught her, right?
Nah, you're talking about somebody different. This lady is just some lady. She ain't really had no motion. She was just coming. What I was talking about was the woman out in Michigan, right?
Okay.
I think Talia Tayanique, right? She's facing up to 10 years in prison.
For doing the same thing?
No, well, she had her business rocking. I don't know where you got this fact from. I don't know what fact this is.
I seen the post. I seen her post.
Oh, no, this is somebody who's actually facing jail time because she was selling food based off of the SNAP benefits, right? So and they're solely for personal household consumption. It cannot be used to generate a profit or be sold, traded for cash. So it's considered food stamp fraud, or even benefit trafficking.
That's crazy.
Trafficking benefits, though. Which is a felony under federal and state laws, though. Hey. So she's facing So she misused over $1,000 in benefits, right, between 2022 2023. And there's an unnamed woman in Texas going running through the same thing, but she was selling the baked goods. She was selling baked goods, though. You feel me?
Either way, you just gotta have integrity when you start these businesses, though. Like, and then man,
there was a case in Indianapolis, right? Let me report to y'all, though. Provide you. So Deisha Morris, right? Deja, right? Morris, in a separate, larger fraud case in Indianapolis, right? She was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison in order to pay over $335,000 in restitution for an extensive EBT scam that involved using fake identities and documents to obtain and misuse
That's
benefits.
Crazy.
So it's like, man, one, be careful with the benefits. Two, be careful who you are doing business with, right? Because it's like, man, if you put your deposit down, they might not be there. They might be in jail. You wonder why they dark, though. They in prison, though. So. Be careful, hey, man, do the right thing. Always do your research. And, that's unfortunate.
That's crazy. That's
unfortunate.
That's, man. I just can't, there's no part of me at all can get behind any part of whatever made these women. These women do that, though.
But the part that hurt me the most is that the lady was from Saginaw.
Oh, my God.
She was from the nasty, though. She was from the nasty, though. Word to the boy. Word to everybody from the nasty, right? I met a lot of people on the nasty, though. Shout out to Draymond Green. He got a little controversy, though. Jason Richardson. There's a lot of good athletes came out of Saginaw. You feel me? But I was, shout out to the nasty again, though, man. Hey, free her till it's backwards, though.
Man, all right. So, since you ended up fact checking and providing us with some extra info, though, I'm gonna go ahead and pop on to the next one, though.
Yeah, please.
So I saw this study, and we spend a lot of time covering different fad diets on the pod, right? We talk about different ways to manipulate what you eat and how you consume to have the best outcome. But there's recently a study that shows that the 1 meal a day method, so just one massive meal once a day, burns up to 33% more calories than eating several small meals throughout the day, which is what for the past however many years we've been told, have a whole bunch, consume a bunch of small meals, and then that'll get your metabolism going, and then you'll lose weight like that. But this study was showing that that's not true. That's not true because what happens is larger meals have a greater thermos effect. So so your body uses more calories to burn them. It burns more calories to digest them. So there's more calories. It also increases fat oxidation. So when you do work out, you're actually burning fat and not just whatever your body can get a hold of. And then also it increases the leptin release, which is a hormone that makes you feel full and curbs your appetite. So that again is going to keep your intake low and your outtake high. So there is a method to the madness, I guess. I still just can't bring myself to do it, but hey, to each his own. Let us know if you try to mad. Yeah,
right? To each his own, right? If you could do 1 meal a day, salute, right? Yeah. But I mean, that's again, we talked about the diets a while back, and we said what is that the 1 meal a day is comparable? What are they? It's like the college. We were saying it's like the college diet, like a poor man's diet or something like that. Right. But yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend at least getting 2 to 3. But I mean, I'm not, always consult with your physician. Your doctor, though, right? Because hey, you don't know what kind of blood you got, what kind of blood you got. You need to know what kind of how your internals working before you determining how you need to. What your consumption rate looks like. So, hey, man, I just say, hey, man, do your research, read the packaging first, though, at the very least. Hey, shit, living homies, right? So, man, other than that, I heard about the Tyson Foods plant that had shut down in Nebraska.
Okay.
I guess the reason it was such a big deal was that it was in a small city, Lexington, Nebraska, right? Okay. So I'm just thinking like, man, that's crazy because once you break down the numbers, right? So they're saying that the Lexington plant employs roughly 3,200 people in the city, which only contains 11,000 people.
That's crazy. That's a huge portion.
You feel me? You feel me though? So at the end of the day, right, that's a little under, about 25% of the pop though that's about to go unemployed, right? So, they also plan to cut to one of the 2 shifts at a plant in Amarillo, Texas, right? And eliminate 1,700 jobs there.
Yeah, what's up with Tyson though?
Yeah, I mean, but we know what's up with Tyson. Every recall, they just had a huge recall where they had to recall hella beef though.
Well, yeah.
We didn't even put it on here because it was a couple months ago, right? But other than that,
there's actually a nationwide beef shortage right now off the recalls though.
But they're saying together those 2 moves will reduce beef processing capacity nationwide by 7 to 9%.
That's a lot.
That's huge.
That's a lot. It sounds low, but that's a lot though.
But they're saying consumers may not see prices change much at the grocery store over the next 6 months because of the cattle that are now being prepared for slaughter, but will still be processed. But in the long run, beef prices may continue to climb higher though.
That's crazy. To all my beef eaters, right? I don't eat beef, but I do cook beef for a lot of my lovely clients who, and we do top quality. So it's going to be Angus, top marked, all that. It's high. Yeah. It's high. Hey, some of those going from premium to deluxe on y'all soon. But the beef is really high, and it's crazy because it used to be, ground beef was like an easy, cheap meal. It's a cheap meat that you can get, and you can use the hamburger helper or make burgers or spaghetti or whatever, right? Stretch the meat, for a low cost. But now it's it's expensive even for the low quality stuff. The low quality stuff, the high fat, whatever. It's looking dark though. Yeah. It's looking dark though. Your best bet is the chicken though. But not Tyson. Yeah, not Tyson. You better get that Purdue. Hey, so at the end of the day, got to be more careful, right? Hey, thoughts and prayers to all those that are impacted by the layoffs. Yeah. All the families and friends, especially around the holidays. That's terrible timing.
I was just seeing that they were saying, you know, so they had to increase the beef imports over from Brazil, though, right?
How is that? Are the tariffs crazy on that?
Well, they said the boy Donald DT, he encouraged last week. He slashed tariffs on South American countries last week, though. You feel me?
That's
so.
Great.
We'll see, you know what I mean? And only time will tell, though. You know,
we'll see what else that affects too, though.
Yeah, and then you just know, like what they said. They said that shit was like a gut punch to the community, man. Out in Lexington, Nebraska, though.
I can only imagine, like a third of the town is suddenly unemployed. Like
it's been open since 1990, though, man. I'd hate to see what happens to the town if half of the. I mean, I seen what happened. Cause when I got to Saginaw. I'm not sure how far removed it was from it, but it was after the so it was after when President Obama gave the stimulus. So he gave the stimulus, right? So when he gave the stimulus, that was to like regenerate the economy with the automakers. Okay. Right? So a lot of the heavy automaker was in Detroit, Ohio, Indiana. Speaking of Ford, right? So up in Saginaw there was a couple looked like factories or plants, right? But they were run down and abandoned. You know what I mean? By the time I got there, and by the time I got there, so if you went on the other side, you weren't at the school, you weren't on the school side. Yeah. If you crossed that bridge, there was just a bunch of abandoned houses though. It looked like they were run down. Like people had to desert. They had to drop and give me 50 quid though. They felt the heat coming around the corner. Man. So it's like you don't realize, but you learn more, right? And you hear like how many people are actually employed by these companies. Yeah, these large companies, like especially the warehouse jobs. Yeah, I said the warehouses and these factories. It's like you think like, oh, like in your, I don't know about y'all, but for me, it's like in your head, you just think like, oh, a little like assembly line or something, 10, 20 people. Like, no, it's thousands of people. No,
like,
it's like real engineers, it's real supply chain, it's top flight people in there from.
Yeah, I know now. I'm aware now. I'm educated now. But it's like you just. So it's like to hear like all that, like they shut down, it's like no big deal, but it's like, no, it's a huge deal. Like a third of the population of that town, like obviously if they could have worked in other neighboring towns, they would have,
They're probably going to have to, or they're going to have to wait for somebody to take over that plant and get it back up and operate it. And at least they know there's resources there, right? So if there's another company that does something similar to Tyson, that's an opportunity to pick up something that's already running. You know what I mean? Yep. So hey, there you go, turnkey, right?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, but what else is greasy in the streets?
We just have a couple products, right, that are pretty popular with the general population that have come up with like some really negative side effects and long term effects. The bulldog ramen has been shown that to be linked to infertility and cancer. And it's crazy because there was like a whole like bulldog challenge on like TikTok, so their sales had gone up. Like so, it's like a lot of people have been consuming them a lot more than before, right? Yeah. And it's like, I mean, it's not necessarily like the cheap ramen where it's like like college students like this whatever, but it's like people think you pay a couple bucks more to get a supposedly better, higher quality. You think it costs more, it's gonna be better quality, but hey. Apparently not though. All the over processed everything's just trash. So once it's over, it's processed again, and then flipped and processed again. It's like, hey, just stay away. Like it's no good. It's no good.
That's facts. Yeah.
So
that's an interesting you bring that up, right? Because I just seen that they had just been Chobani. I don't know if we covered this on a pod or not before. I think we just touched on it because when it first came out, we touched on it, right? Yeah. So, they got the class action lawsuit against Chobani, though, right? Saying that its yogurt products may contain phthalates. A type of man-made plastic chemical linked to hormonal disruption and potential infertility issues.
That's wild.
So that's, you got to watch out for some of the stuff y'all consuming, right? Make sure you're reading the packaging, because at the end of the day, there's not only just a hormonal imbalance, right, and increased risk of infertility, but there's also an increased risk of certain cancers.
Of course, right?
Certain cancers, though, developmental problems in children, though. So you got to be careful, though, man.
Right.
One, what you're consuming. Two, what you're feeding your kids, though, man. Because hey, it could get dark.
That's huge. That's huge because there's so many people out in the world, right, that are like, oh, I don't eat that, but those let their kids eat whatever, and it's like, no, like. If anything, keep it away from them, you know, and give them a chance, though. Yeah. At least if somebody got to eat it, hey, take that sacrifice and put your kids first, though.
Yeah.
Or at least that's the kind of parenting we do around here, though. Like, hey, the kids come first, though.
Yeah, and hey, so to land that, right, Joe Bonnie's actually being cited, right, in a major class action lawsuit, right, for independent testing revealing that there's endocrine disruptors in their yogurt. Though.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, man. But you heard it here from you. Heard it from like, wise words from us. Though. So hey, that's it. So salute to. I mean, hey man, thoughts and prayers to everybody involved there, right? Hopefully, hey man, nobody got too badly affected, and everybody gets compensated for what they should. So salute to that, and what up?
Well, just another one is bacon, though. The bacon's been linked to, you know, carcinogenic, you know, ingredients, right? You know, I mean, again, like all these things that are overly processed, high sodium, high fat, like you know it's not healthy, but it's the fair was just around, right? Everything was either deep fried or bacon wrapped. Bacon doesn't have to go in everything, though. Like there's so many alternatives. There's so many other ways to add flavor to your food that you don't have to go the bacon route, though.
That's right. And if y'all think we just fluffing, right? The World Health Organization classified bacon and other processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens, right? Yeah. Meaning there's enough evidence to say they cause cancer, specifically colorectal cancer, right? So it's because of processing the meats with methods like smoking and curing, right, create carcinogenic chemicals, and high heat cooking can also create harmful compounds. You feel me? So while I'm getting scientific on you, right, that's what it is. So be careful on that processed meat, that bacon, those hot the glizzies, right? All of that little shit that's in process, though. They put the sausages, though, the links, though, all the good stuff, though. So you just gotta be careful.
Bad stuff.
Yeah, you just want to limit your processed meat consumption, right? And then, you know, a balanced diet, man. You just want to get your fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Real talk.
Facts.
Clean. And then, you know, you always want to get your physical activity, right? Right. And then, hey, man, make sure you consult with your doctor and your physician.
Every time.
Hey, real talk, though. What else is greasy in the streets? Is that it?
That's it. That's about as greasy as it's getting today.
Man, that's greasier than that bacon causing cancer, though. Damn.
Man. Greasier than that Campbell's VP was talking.
Nasty, though, on the hot mic, though. Who had the recording, though? Like, I wonder what the deal is with the recording, because if Man's come back and say, hey, man, you weren't supposed to be recording me. Because I don't know how it works in the corporate setting where because you're not supposed to be recording sometimes, right? Yeah. It's proprietary information, etc. though. Right. So if somebody was in a room with Mans and had him on a hot mic, that is grounds for termination, but that's also grounds for whatever, because he probably didn't know he was recording, so that's Yeah. I mean, it's probably something like that. Just not. It can't be used like as incriminating evidence in court, right? Against the VP, right? But it can definitely be used as evidence, evidence for why Buddy was fired, for the guy who recorded, right? And then also people should know, though, because I mean, at the end of the day, like big business, small business, whatever, like you should be if you are spearheading your business or a business, you should stand behind the product. Yeah. If you don't stand behind the product, hey, get the fuck out, though. Excuse my French, but hey, it's like, there's, like I said, like I don't eat beef, right? But for those of you who do and I prepare for you, I get the best quality that I can, so I can at least stand behind my product, though, like what I'm putting out, right? These other companies, whatever, like they're removing the additives, the dyes, and all that, so that they can stand behind their products. Like, how do you run a company? It's like, oh, I don't feed my family that, or I would never use that, or whatever. Like what you said,
you gotta create a need, right? Like, if you selling the pen, would you use the pen?
That's Zig Ziglar, though. That ain't me, though. That's Zig Ziglar, though.
Hey, but you flip it to me all the time, though. But it's but that's real, though. Like, if you can't stand behind your product, go somewhere else. Go find a new product, though.
Okay, so here's the backstory on it, right?
Okay.
So sorry to come back to it, but this is huge, right? So Campbell's vice president was about the products, right? So he's mocking poor people who buy them, right? Blasting. He also blasted Indian co-workers as idiots and admitted he sometimes showed up to work high, right? And the employee who reported it says he was the one to get fired. So the dude who reported it, Robert Garza, right? I'm name dropping us. That was a Robert, though. If you know Robert, hey, tag Robert in this shit.
Yeah.
A former cybersecurity analyst from Monroe, Michigan.
Okay.
Says he hit record on instinct when he sat down with Campbell's vice president and chief information security officer, Martin Bally, for what was supposed to be a routine salary meeting late last year. Instead, he captured what he describes as an explosive hour-long tirade that left him feeling pure disgust. So he was working at the headquarters in New Jersey last year in September, or that's where he began.
Okay.
And he said he got a gut feeling that something wasn't right with Martin before the meeting. And within minutes, Bally allegedly started unloading. According to the lawsuit, right, Bally he railed against the very products he oversaw. We have shit for effing for people who buys our S. I don't buy our Campbell's products barely anymore. He said the recording was over 75 minutes long. It's not healthy now. It's not healthy now that I know what the F's in it. Bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. And then he said, effing Indians don't know a effing thing. They couldn't think for their effing selves.
That's crazy.
So he's temporarily on leave while they conduct the investigation. And then they put out the typical press, this does not reflect our values and our culture, et cetera, et cetera. So now they're talking about he has no filter. He thinks he's a C-level executive. He can do whatever he wants because he's an executive, according to, Also disclosed, Bally also disclosed he often came to work high from marijuana edibles, an admission that Garza said he also captured on the recording. So he high off edibles though, making decisions for the large corporation though. You feel me? So make sure I keep that in consideration though. And
But now I want to know what made him feel so comfortable to express all this, share all that with Garza though.
He probably was high off the shit. That's pretty much what he was saying. I'm trying to say. So he said he seen him one time. He said he felt like something was off. So let me hit the record button. So that ain't shit. So man, he said at first he kept the audio to himself because he needed time to process what he heard. But weeks later he decided he had to speak up. You feel me? So in January, he went to his manager, right? And then he said Garza claims Bally praised his work during the very same meeting which the rant occurred and that he had no performance issues on his record. And then he reached out to the supervisor and told the supervisor what Buddy was saying. And then out of nowhere, he was fired. You feel me? And that was that. He was terminated 20 days after speaking up, blindsided by an action he believes was meant to silence him. Yeah.
For doing the right thing, though.
Yeah. He received no follow-up from HR after raising their concerns. He told Local 4 it took 10 months to find another job, calling the company's handling of the situation simply terrible. I wonder where he ended up getting picked up at, somewhere for food and beverage. Yeah. What's his name? Robert Garza? Yeah. All right, what else we got? Why I see where else
we can move on to the recalls, actually. We can move on to the recalls. I don't have too many for you guys, but I got the most important ones, right? Especially with Thanksgiving coming up today, tomorrow. You know, the other holidays coming up, right? Everyone's out shopping and stuff, so these are important. So once again, we have Boar's Head with another recall.
Crazy.
I don't know how they're still in business. I digress. So Boar's Head, chicken Caesar salad wraps, and their Pecorino Romano cheeses both have listeria. So
it's crazy.
Stay far away. Just avoid Boarheads altogether.
Boar's Head had a tough year.
Yeah,
they had a tough year though.
It's been like nonstop, like just the meats, the cheeses, the products, like everything. Just stay away. Like, hey, Fanny boo the boar's head though, because it's every single week, every single month they have a new recall or plants shut down or something. Like, hey, but listeria on the Parmesan and therefore also in the Caesar salads.
Yeah.
So Caesar salad wraps. So there's that. And then with it being Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the good stuff coming up. For those of you venturing and trying new things for your mac and cheeses, stay away from the Face Rock Creamery Vampire Slayer garlic cheddar cheese because it is listeria contaminated. So that is a Face Rock Creamery Vampire Slayer garlic and cheddar cheese. So avoid that. If you have it, toss it. Don't use it in the mac. Don't hurt your family, right? You know, just, hey, that's another one.
It kind of sounds disgusting, though, with the, so this is a garlic cheddar cheese?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so.
It's each his own, huh?
Yeah, but yeah, hey, get your own cheddar, get your own garlic. Hey, do that. But don't do that. Don't buy that. Don't use that. Don't get your family sick. And then the last one that I got for you guys is just multiple brands. The organic moringa leaf powder has been found with salmonella contaminants. So if it's an ingredient in anything that you have, it's several brands. So, and that's within this past week. So just as a superfood, as a super greens ingredient on its own, in other type of, whatever supplements, just read your labels. If you have it, if that's an ingredient, just return it, get your refund, move on.
If you can.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
if you can, not just trash that shit and move forward, though. Yeah. It ain't sweet out here, though.
Yeah, but usually with the recalls, you guys can take your stuff back to the store. They'll refund you full, even if it's open, whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and hey, man, we keep reading those labels and stay up on things, though, man. Because the last thing you want to do is get hit with some little listeria pack, though. Get with some sickness, though.
Right.
Especially trying to feed your family.
Exactly.
Trying to put some meal on the plate, put some food on the plate, though.
Because untreated, a lot of those those are fatal.
Yeah.
So those are fatal if they're untreated. It could go that far. It could go that far, especially in the youth and the elderly. So. That's
right.
Hey.
That's right. Well, was there anything else, or
that's all I got. That's all I got for y'all.
That was a good episode. Yeah. I like that episode, though. I felt like we came with some good information. We also do want to say happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Peace and blessings to you guys. Right. Enjoy your friends and family. If you had a Friendsgiving, salute to that, though. Make sure y'all bless y'all meals. If y'all need a rush order on the cookbook because you don't know what to make, right? Yeah. We can try to get that to you. We can get that to you tomorrow. We can same day get off Amazon if you got Prime.
Right.
But other than that, man, we appreciate all y'all, though, from the bottom of our hearts, man. We appreciate y'all sticking in, rocking with us, though. It's Fanny Boo. What's cooking? Right? Again, I'm the boy Chef C, in the place to be with 2 E's. Don't forget the apostrophe. To my left, we got
Chef Fanny.
And this is episode 49. And until next time, peace, love, and positivity.